Kenan Thompson is here with us now. Congratulations
Thank
on
you, man.
this show. I was thinking about you and I said, well, when it was Kenan and Kel, there were two names in the title. With SNL, it's a cast, and now it's just your name. And you
Yeah.
always seem so relaxed and so chill. Did you wake up at any point in the middle of the night and said, oh, wait a minute, it's just my name and it's just me in so many ways?
Yeah, when I first got to set, like the first day of shooting, and I actually saw my name like on vans and golf carts and like dressing room doors, and it was like, the title of the show and then the character title. So on my door, it was my name twice. So it was a whole lot of just like my name on blast, and that really put it all in perspective. I mean, I was going to take it seriously before that anyway, but I felt like the pressure and the presence of the fact that it is my show for sure.
That is incredible feeling. I was thinking when I was reading through your bio, you're from Atlanta. Of course, I knew you as a child star and now as this incredible star on SNL. But I was telling my team, how did he even get started? I mean, were you one of those kids? You were in Mighty Ducks. You had some small work here and there, but were you one of those kids that, parents took you to audition? How did it even start in Atlanta of all places?
That's exactly how it started. I started doing like theater at a young age, and I just started auditioning for a lot of different commercials and things like that in Atlanta. And yeah, I was working for Real News for Kids for TBS right before I got the Mighty Ducks job, and then the Mighty Ducks introduced me to the Nickelodeon people.
Was it your idea to start this, child star path, or did your parents say this? He's got it, or was it a teacher? How did you even
Yeah, it
start?
was- yeah, I did like the gingerbread man in kindergarten or something. And my mom's friend was like, "You need to get him in some classes," and so that's what happened basically. And I just took to it along with everything else, but took it more seriously when other things became, less of a reality for me. Like I was very, very short in high school, so like sports was, my friends and all my other
Mm.
buddies were like, growing up and stuff, and I was still kind of short. So I was like, all right, well, I kind of let my football dreams go, I guess.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but you ended up getting a job. Do you remember your first paycheck? I got my first job, 14 years old, Toys R Us. I remember the exact amount and thinking, why are they taking soak sec? Because I didn't know that was Social Security out of my check.
Soak sec.
Soak
That's funny.
sec.
What is this soak sec? I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't need it. Yeah, I remember it was my first. It was a fried chicken restaurant that I'm very proud of. It was a commercial for them, and yeah, they paid me $800, and I was like
What?
11 years old. So I was like, that is an incredible amount of money.
That is a lot of money for an 11-year-old to receive. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
you go from commercial work and all that, and then you describe that period between Nickelodeon and all of the success you had there and SNL as that crossroad moment in your life, because that's what we're talking about. And I read a quote where you said something like, "The struggle was real, but it taught you how to strap up." When you said that hit me. You learn to survive. You learn to strap up.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it was a 2.5 year period basically. Like I left Nickelodeon in 2000, and then I didn't get a chance to audition for SNL until like 2003. So there was a period of me just being an auditioning actor once
Mhm.
again. And yeah, it was all about, paying the bills and trying to balance life when you're getting a paycheck every 6 months type of thing.
Right. What's crazy, as I said, you're at this crossroad with SNL. There are people who don't know SNL without you because you've been on it for 18 years. So anyone younger than that has never seen the show without you. I'm I'm intrigued by the number of interviews that I've watched you participate in where people ask you about leaving SNL. You could
Mhm.
not be more clear that you don't plan on it. What do you think that is in the mind where people are like, you're great at it, you're wonderful. When do you want to leave it?
I mean, because everybody else has, like nobody's just been there. Everybody else like comes and they, are be a beloved household name and they move on, basically. I feel like at the moment it's, you know, kind of my opportunity to do both,
Yeah.
until I get thrown out of there, basically. And I haven't been necessarily like ushered to the door by, society. It's like people still enjoy what I do. I still find new characters here and there and stuff like that. And it's still very fresh. So I don't really know what the answer will be. I mean, I know I would like to get to 20 because I'm so
Oh,
close.
that
And
would
then
be
after
amazing. I
that,
would listen. That's a party. When you hit 20 and you look
yeah,
like you're 20, that is
yeah,
going to be a party on top of a
hey,
party.
yeah. I mean, that's a double party.
First of all, the kids are adorable. But when I saw Don Johnson walk out and he was your father-in-law, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. What? This is genius. Genius.
I'm glad. I mean, Don Johnson is a genius, and we kind of got a Crockett and Double Tub situation between me and Chris. So I was going to get to the fact that yes, titled my name and everything, but it really is a brilliant ensemble that we put together here. I think that Chris playing my brother
Yeah.
is a brilliant move, and Don Johnson playing my father-in-law is a brilliant move. And, helps us separate the show and let it be its own thing as opposed to anything that you could compare it to,
Yeah, I agree. But I did say to myself when I saw, I want you to do a Halloween special where you go as Crockett and Tubbs. And then
Yeah.
you think he would go for that?
I mean, I think we're going to have to touch on it at some point. We already kind of touched on him like in Miami and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think Crockett and Double Tubs is the look.
I
Like
think
that.
I know. You know what? I want to ask him, and I happen to know that he is standing by to surprise you right now, Don Johnson.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Come on.
Welcome.
You're the
Thank
best.
you.
Oh,
So, just when you thought it was safe to move along and not have me around, I just thought I'd drop in on you and say, it's not safe. I'm here, and I'm here to disrupt the whole thing.
that's the best. You see this guy? That's why he's the best. How are you, my friend?
I'm really good, my dear friend.
Good.
I just got to tell Tamron that coming to work every day to work with this gentleman is one of the greatest joys of my life because he is so joyful and so talented and has the greatest attitude and the most inclusive. It's joyful every day.
That's what I knew it. When you can feel it, Don, when you watch the show. And Kenan, you said that when you made a phone call to Don and you were talking with him, that you tapped into what makes him laugh, that you tapped into what he found funny. What was that like?
It was fantastic. I mean, as you can look at that guy smile, like it's the best. So to figure out anybody's sense of humor is always a pleasure, but a guy that loves to laugh and loves comedy the way that Don does, it's a real pleasure because making him laugh makes me laugh. And then he also has a very clever mind, and he says like things that make us all laugh, a lot of the time as well. So it's just a great circle of people that appreciate what laughing does for people,
Absolutely, because Don, I have to tell you, I last saw you on Watchmen. Terrified me. I was like, okay, I'm done with Don Johnson scaring me on Watchmen. And then you pop up on this show, and I'm like, okay, I'm loving Don Johnson again. I can laugh with him after scaring me that whole season. It has to be refreshing to be on like just a light set. Those adorable kids, Danny and Denai, everybody, Chris, as Kenan pointed out, and just be able to have fun at this time when we certainly all need a good laugh.
Let me just tell you that when Kenan talks about the cast being a special group, this is about one of the and I've been in some pretty good ensembles, but this group of people for comedy is just nonplussed. I mean, no one surpasses this.
You both are girl dads. Of course, everyone, Don knows your daughter, Dakota. Kenan, you've got 2 young daughters. I mean, do you go around exchanging war wounds? Because you've got Danny and Denai who run the show, and I've had them on my show, so they're formidable. Do you exchange, Kenan, war wounds, advice when you are outnumbered by the women in your house?
Definitely advice. I definitely get a lot of advice. Like, they're always right. And if you feel overwhelmed, just go take a walk and come back later, and you'll be surprised how quickly the mood changes once you leave.
Don, you're laughing. He's speaking the truth.
That's the gospel there. That is the gospel.
Any chance that we're going to see a Halloween edition with Crockett and Tubbs with Kenan as Tubbs? Because he
Yeah.
says you can't stop talking about Miami Vice, that you still bring up some of the good old days of Miami Vice when you're on set together.
Well, you can't help it. I mean, I'm a storyteller, and I've had kind of a big life, so I I tell stories, and I kind of got Keenan's funny bone a little bit, and Chris too, and so I find an appropriate moment, and I see if I can bring them to tears. It's a good day.
Okay, so does he need to host SNL? I think Don Johnson hosting SNL is in order.
1,000%.
I'm in. I'm happy. Let's go.
Breaking Tamron Hall news. You're welcome. You're welcome, SNL.
I'll tell you, I'm pretty happy about this little morning show thing that I was invited to. Kenan, I love being with you.
Aww.
I love the show, and this is icing on the cake to get to do something like this.
Best surprise ever. You just made my entire day.
Yay!
Absolutely.
Yay. Well, thank you both. I just adore you. The show is fantastic. It's just a ball of joy in the midst of a lot of storms we've been seeing. So thank you both so much. We appreciate you joining us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much.